obi a woni Facebook ya so ba Facebook akokwa na ya video analysis ya be a bit of the constitution na minim so metimanya Francis am constitution sha me bag called the brem ya me the pan
okay
let's do the analysis na akokwa enu na mini kubase na manfo for Eugene de we ba won ka bi na de ben nam say hey ya kasa abuyi ya nkasa nzu abuyi enti akokwa enu as at 11 na me na makra kuma so yesumi so na me kenkan kakra na akokwa an analysis that I be no. Anytime say bra Facebook ne say I'm coming to prove to you why the President Mahama and order Muntaka and then the national security for no. Say you were some senseless name be omo ya akokwe be affect Mahama by no. Let's take it this way. There's a petitioner ya de abo ya Chief Justice ko edu say yi na de. Akokwa me no esa analysis be 3 times say can me view there article 146 no the government edi so pepepe. That is my view. Ya wa manfo a ede other cases akọ court so say na establish a prima facie nye any ade ma court na bua. The latest one is say the lawyer for the Chief Justice Godfrey Yabuada, former Attorney General akọ court say among other things Article 1468 ne say yes our process na or you shall and in law shall is mandamus say processing yes in camera just say yen dem enye say babontin Chief Justice through the lawyer Godfrey Yabuada say yen wave sa right no me to me I'm not a lawyer but when the constitution says shall obligatory akokwa interestingly
sure
article 146 na edu baby e betimi suspend the Chief Justice no look at the wording the framers of the constitution say where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article the president may but when it comes to article 146 it says all proceedings under this article shall
right
so the constitution or the framers of the constitution could have used may in camera but they said shall. I'm not a lawyer, but what I know is that when you shall, it's mandamus, it's obligatory and mandatory. May is discretionary. That is why Oka say may, see, 14610. Where a petition has been referred to a committee under this article, the president may. Acting in the case of the Chief Justice, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State by warrant signed by him, suspend the Chief Justice. In the case of any other justice or any other justice of the Superior Court, acting in accordance with the advice of the Judicial Council, suspend the justice. So the Constitution had the privilege to use may or shall, but when it comes to the in camera, the framers of the Constitution use shall. It is telling. There's a reason. And I think that is because they want to protect the sanctity of our judiciary. Now, the reason why I forced to be here this morning to do this is because I am very passionate about it. And I always said that when you are critiquing state agencies, when people know when this is something to change. Because that was a few years ago. Me and Caleb Kuda. So who defense a man for the year? Your chain on here that is we almost send a message. That's when the Caleb say your own PNN channel. Why do the national security behave as if they are lost in this country? And young I didn't see her, then they support it. Well, let's go to the fact. I'm not for the petition to be a president.
Right.
In fact, during the last administration of President Kufuor, Professor Kwekwa Asare, and the petition command President Kufuor said, Chief Justice and name be a say in a day. President Kufuor or throw a letter say, based on the petition or the buyer, the petition is not meritorious enough. And you know, Wabatuogu, and see, the other petitions are back. President Mahama for their command Council of State. There have been grounds that Council of State say, okay, I'm only president do come on. Prima facie biaba. Yate committee. In my respected view, I'm not a lawyer, but me who any breaches so far. Per article 146 process. And I brand be say, on so who say, judge for no more committee no so. Now catch us article 146 and you say. 5-member committee, there need to be 2 justices of the Supreme Court. My view on that process is private. Now, can't just say I want to any thorough to me, Papa. But I will say the 2 justices of the Supreme Court, one must be chairman, TO, and 3 others who are not lawyers or MPs.
Right.
And the 2 justices are justices here and justice for mine. Now, I am quite branch any petition. So these are the composition of the committee. Justice Gabriel Kwame, Justice Asiedu, Dom Levo, Madame Flora, and the professor. We are university professor, we are Ghana Forces member, we are auditor general. And the Kokwa, per the composition of the committee, the constitution guided us. Anna Branty and in the petition, I say, in the evening of 15th May 2025, between 7:30 and 8:30 p.m., Justice Gabriel Kwama full every sentence I read for you. And Samuel Kwame Osei-Tutu, together with Justice Eugene of the Supreme Court of Ghana, were seen having dinner with the counsel for one of the petitioners before the committee, Mr. Tadiosori, at Santoku restaurant located at Villaggio, Accra. Aweti, Osei, Onuko Hunkofobi Edidi. Between 7:30 and 8:30 and Nkrofo Justice Pwamanya committee ni chairman, any panel member, Justice Osei-Tutu, any another Supreme Court Justice, Justice Eugene, any lawyer near original for one of the petitioners. Unza kwa kodu baby obi ekobo ni nkru. Ento me the petition come President Mahama, they are coming with legal representation. Entina Chief Justice no. The legal representation that former Attorney General Godfrey Dame. This is his claim. Owieno, and will say respectfully, the record of the presence of the four justices, Justice Puaman, Kolendi, Osei-Tutu, and lawyer Tadiosori at the restaurant and the meeting can easily be verified and confirmed. Now, this is the video confirming what he saw. How does any reasonable person, video in this is where the justices walk in. How does any reasonable person watching this video say there's a meeting? One. Akwa video unsheni nyina Tadiosori netie and onu obi bon komo. Then the judges walk in. Akwa so unim law kakra even at the bench. So wo akwa wo case ye case say nkra na seniority at the bench. You be fresh senior lawyer sanya fresh junior lawyer. They give respect to their colleagues. So the judge comes in and oseki baako and exchange pleasantries akokwa. How does any reasonable person watch this video and say there's a meeting? Again, two, why is Justice Puaman in this video? Justice Gabriel Puaman, why is he in this video? He's not in. Two, akokwa. Three, akwa me kwashe akoya mijina ekura. Me ye meeting bi say ya. Me in the restaurant. Akwa how the young can let's assume. Just get Tadiosori only law firm. Only office. Justice of the Supreme Court only offices. So when you read or when you juxtapose the petition of the gentleman against the video facts we are seeing, I don't know why my screen is not moving. When we juxtapose the video evidence, the mayor chose to claim wahana, it doesn't make sense. So if the petition doesn't make sense, what does the government do? Because one, what accuses is that Justice Puaman ewo meeting I say mebwa. Justice Kolendi ewo ho. Osei-Tutu or Tadiosori. And I'm saying that when you watch this 80 seconds video, how do any reasonable person tell me that three justices of the Supreme Court, any lawyer, omo kwaje bribe kodin komo restaurant no kodin komo. Na kwa wa kra wo no get kra be din komo amoza na moye no. So on the surface of it doesn't make sense. Two, Justice Puaman is not here. And akokwa who share obi akokwa politicians say ba oh Eugene when you dey no match na nja me MPP ni na me NDC. So akokwa say ema say o dey sample na tie na watchantra. How do you go to somebody's house and do this? How do you go to somebody's house and do this? How do you go to somebody's house and do this? You see, the national security must be told the truth. And President Mahama must call Muntaka to order. He is the Minister for Interior, Minister responsible for national security. Abrante na churo bibi on the Twitter, has spoken to his lawyers. Akokwa, say police for we any two no. Abrante on a medra. What did the man? What planning ku Ghana? Right. Is this a democracy? He has made an allegation saying will be the petition inquiry who grounds I have started process. On only petition, per me understanding of the video, there's no grounds in it. So, but how do you go to the person's house and do this? Guns.
AK-47. And the other
guns.
I ask him.
How can you see? Kalekuda diana mekano.
Right.
Oh, and you see we and this in our support. Our point is that we are bemuno. Ebi babo krono. Ebi be tro bibi.
No, and
you see, ABS
we complained.
And you see, over celebrating ne, over the matamune. But I've always told that posterity will guide all of us. Yakokwa 2019 BBC or Ghana before I come to the law.
Yeah.
And I got for them Thursday. Who's an interview or joy?
Yeah.
Emotional God for them said now good men should speak.
But do we have good men in this country?
They spoke and President Akufo-Addo called them professional Jeremias.
But did that me see them?
And I'm saying that they spoke. Professor H. Kwesi be a dinatem. Kwakwasa will be a dinatem. Claire Berry Cassette will be a diomatem. They spoke in this country.
And he knew they were.
The MPP and President Akufo-Addo in official speech called them professional Jeremias. And then the Omon Kasa. So it tells you that power is transient. So by Tony General, many people disagree with him. But now, I say what? It is about time good men speak. Yankasa. So young people celebrate it. Posterity will always be there, and the principle will be there. Come on Facebook pages, you check some useless and senseless rationalizations. And then the moon say will be. That is why I always say, yeah, criticize state institutions. Let's do it devoid of our politics. Because they bet me a cock, we bet me a me. Trobi be say a false. Granted. Do we go to the person's house with guns? And then we Thursday, Godfrey, I was even emotional. Good men should speak. When they spoke, your president called them professional Jeremiah. Only Jeremiah. He was called the wailing prophet. That's your bottom. And then we should speak. 2019, Soft Tribe. This company, how many Ghana water company in issue about some database? The offices were raided. I'm reading for you, President Mahama. Or say, national security's invasion of such unacceptable, reckless, Mahama. The statement on Facebook, interestingly, my birthday, November 27, 2018. I work on first line.
I associate with the justifiable outrage expressed by many Ghanaians this morning upon receiving news of Rambo-style raid on the offices of Soft Tribe.
I got a third paragraph.
Also, regardless of what disagreements may exist between Soft Tribe and the Ghana Water Company Limited, the forceful entry into their offices by armed national security operatives is unacceptable.
Debi Amikacho say,
sure.
May a master say the pattern analysis. Akokwa, regardless of what disagreement may exist,
no matter the situation,
regardless, this is 2019, barely 6 years ago. What has changed? So it tells you, say, this senseless position of the national security, no, MPP and this in your bubble. So when you are critiquing it, put your politics aside. You better won't crow for any be check because power and this fourth Republican dispensation are proving that power is transient.
Sure.
Untina so afi border. Ye the bibe dimu na mo be start ya kasa nti ye kasa na mo me gina ya fa ne nkasa. Akokwa so obi ye bibia. Take the person through the dictates of the law. When you go to the law, let's do the law. The electronic communications, I'm not lawyer Kasa, you know. This is what allegedly they are charging me, publication of false news. So let's do the analysis. Because we can do the legal analysis too. When you say you charge somebody publication of false news, in fact, there's not even charge sheet as we speak. That's what they told the lawyer. And I've spoken to the lawyer, and I can quote the lawyer. This is what they are charging allegedly. Now, what charge will be publication of false news? You go to the Criminal Offences Act 29, or you go to Electronic Communications Act 775. Now, at 775, Section 76, now say, a person who by means of electronic communication services knowingly sends a communication which is false or misleading and likely to prejudice the efficiency of life-saving services or endanger the safety of any person, ship, architect, aircraft, vessel, or vehicle. So, person say be a video not about allegedly a bit me my justice no on security any idea no granted and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not more than 3,000 penalty. In fact, me busa lawyer no sit carry even 50,000 cedis. And a term of imprisonment of more than 5 years. Akokwa sa charge we ye the bowa ye the two ne kwachi nipa no. I'm asking you ye the charge we bo bia e two and ye the kwachi nipa no.
This does not demand a two semo.
A two near the chinipa no. Now when it come to because the specific act they are using. So I'm inferring that they will use any of these acts. When it comes to Act 29, Act 29, the criminal and other offences are publication of false or say a person who publishes or reproduces a statement, rumor, or report which is likely to cause fear and harm to the public or to disturb the public peace, knowing or having reason to believe that the statement, rumor, or report is false, commit a misdemeanor. How can misdemeanor then? Just check your definition. Do we arrest misdemeanor people, suspects with guns? What is wrong with our country? And I've said this before. If President Mahama doesn't come Muntaka to order, Obama na buy no anima bafom. Because we are not discussing the merit of the petition or the case. We are discussing the Rambo style of national security. And I've told you 2019 I'm a candidate Mahama. Then opposition leader spoke against it. In fact, I say, regardless of what disagreement may exist, regardless of the brands in Ayano. Or a conforana, or am robber, what do you? I don't know. Why do you do this? Then people justify this is. How come no lawyer Kasai? Look at the case now. What is wrong with us?
Sufia and panic among the kids.
What? You see, you be defending some fool. Yeah, you be Dimudiana Mokasa. And I go for them is a good man should speak. Who should speak? Who should speak in this country? When we spoke, what happened? You can't fix the country. We told us to fix ourselves. And a good man should speak. This is my example of what I'm saying. That posterity will judge all of us one by one. And power is transient. So if you have power, be careful how you use power.
Definitely.
Be careful how you use power. I'll end my submission on this.
Sure.
My next presentation.